I heard that Lunchables have concerning levels of lead and sodium from one of my boys, and he was like, yo, you should cover this topic, right? And I was like, there's no way. I used to eat these shits all the time. And yo, I looked it up. It says right here by CBS Mornings.
Consumer Reports is asking school cafeterias all across this country to stop giving students Lunchables. Those are packaged food items that generally are really popular with kids, but the watchdog group says it tested them and found that some Lunchables contain potentially dangerous levels of harmful contaminants. Nancy Chen has been looking into this for us. Nancy, good morning.
Tony, good morning to you. Lunchables have
Yo,
really
maybe this is why kids nowadays are so dumb. Right? Not that I'm not really like a kid, but I'm talking about like the new generation. So, you know, like 13, 14 under. I feel like there's like the generation has changed a lot. My generation, I think we're all in the same generation from up to like 12 to 21 or some shit like that. So, I mean, shit. I might be, maybe that's why I'm so stupid or some shit. I don't think I'm stupid, but maybe I don't think I'm stupid because I'm already stupid and I can't tell that I'm stupid, right?
a longtime staple in lunchboxes across the country, but Consumer Reports, an independent nonprofit group, issued a scathing assessment of the lunch kit saying, quote, "We don't think anybody should regularly eat these products." This came after testing.
No, I used to regularly eat them bitches every day. I'm not gonna lie.
On some store-bought versions contain high levels of heavy metals, lead and cadmium. They can cause developmental issues in children even in small doses. The study also found concerning amounts of sodium as well as phthalates, chemicals used in plastic packaging that are also known hormone disruptors.
Shit.
Last year, after changing some of the nutritional content, Lunchables were allowed into the National School Lunch Program for the first time, giving tens of millions of children access on a near daily basis.
What?
But now Consumer Reports is calling on the Department of Agriculture to remove Lunchables from schools. In a statement, Kraft Heinz, which owns Lunchables, defended the product, saying it meets strict safety standards. The company added that lead and cadmium.
That's bullshit, bro. There's literally lead in it. There's high amounts of lead and sodium. What do you mean?
Naturally in the environment and could be present in low levels in food products. But this is a staple for so many families because they're so easy to pack.
Yes. Well, yeah, or in this case, it's taxpayers funding the lunches going to low-income kids, and Consumer Reports saying it's hurting those kids.
Especially if you're a mom, Nancy, that's not making the sandwiches and putting them in the paper bag. Hello, my name is Gail. They were very easy breezy. Yeah.
I ate all of them growing up.
Hope they can figure that out.
Lunchables says they're meeting the standards. The question is, are those standards sufficient?
Yes.
I feel like I really want to know if someone watching this video like actually knows the answer to this question, like actually like put it in the comments. Is food now unhealthy, like more unhealthy than what it was back then? You know, in the 1990s, maybe early 2000s, right? I feel like a lot of food was healthier then, and that's why we have a lot of the grown men and women now that are more developed that you can actually see than this generation, if that makes sense. Like, you can take a look at like a 25-year-old now, or 24-year-old now born in 2000, and you can look at someone during 1980s, they might look completely different, right? Even though it could be a 10-20 year difference, I feel like so much has changed during that time. You know, the clothing, food, development, I think everything has changed, and that's really affected the way kids have grown up over the past, 50 to 100 years, obviously, right? That's obvious, but it's been so detrimental, right? Negatively detrimental, because there's been negative impacts, right? It just said in this, Lunchables, I don't know how long Lunchables have been out for, but let's say, like, let me look that up. How long have Lunchables been around? Since 1989, 1988, right? So if we're eating this for 30 years, then like what, like, you know what I mean? Like we've been eating this for 30 years, right? And maybe we haven't seen the long-term effects yet, right? Because kids then, my camera just, oh, cool. Okay, nice. I guess I'm just gonna have to do that. But I mean, yeah, so back into this, you know what I mean? It was known, right, that we've been eating this for 30 years right here, like we initially talked about, right? And we can see those effects taking place because of the factors of each not period, but you know what I mean? Like kind of each every 10, 15 years, we can see a big change in the population of people through growth, you know, height, clothing, development, you know, how everyone thinks, speaks, you know what I mean? I think a lot of that has something to play in about how we're manufacturing our own, you know, economic, you know, like food and stuff, you know what I mean? Like lead and stuff. They said that you know, that reduces your development, that reduces everything, not reduces everything, but reduces your development, your brain development. And that's big, you know what I mean? If I'm eating this for 15 years of my life, 16 years of my life, I'm gonna see the, you know what I mean? I'm gonna see factors that have been changing. You know what I mean? There's going to be factors that I haven't seen in other periods of time, like 50, 60 years ago, right? But I mean, that comes with common sense as well.
The alert for you this morning before you pack your lunches for the day. Lunchables, the very popular lunch kit for kids, could contain troublesome levels of lead and even sodium. That's according to Consumer Reports, that advocacy group saying that it tested 12 store-bought versions of Lunchables and even some similar products and found high levels of lead and cadmium. It's a different type of metal in those lunch kits. Now, according to the World Health Organization, cadmium has been linked to kidney and bone cancer or bone disease as well as cancer.
Look at that. So obviously from that, we see that this is affecting, you know, the health of these kids, right? The health of us. You know, I classify myself as a kid, right? I'm below the age of 18. So it's affecting us, and essentially we're just getting fucked over by people wanting money. You know what I mean? And I think it's not the point of, oh, let's make something that's good. They're saying to themselves, oh, let's make something that makes us money. You know what I mean? And this has been out for a minute, right? And we haven't seen this. I don't know how haven't we seen these levels of sodium and lead and whatever else they said in these foods that are affecting us long term. You know what I mean? And hey man, we really need to change. I'm gonna stop. I gotta eat healthier, man. Shit. I haven't had a Lunchable in a minute, but now I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, what else is this gonna show? You know what I mean? Now that we're seeing lead and sodium in foods that we've always been eating and loved, like if we're finding lead in this, what else is in other foods? You know what I mean? So I think you should take that as like a worrying factor of other foods that are just wanting to manufacture, produce, and just want money, and put them in the shelves and just want money, but they're not focusing on the actual health and long-term factors, because obviously they knew that there had to been some levels of something in this food, but they didn't do anything. But we don't really know that, so I'm just going off the base of what I have heard and what everyone else has heard. If you know any more information, put it in the comments. I mean, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. But yeah, guys, I will see you next time. See you. Sorry for the face cam. I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah, see you guys.